So, you never guess what's in today. It's ice cream time, yeah. Good old Charlie's.
Can I have a 99 please?
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Make it go dong. Ding ding ding. Ready? Here we go. Oh yeah. So I've got to do some sign writing on this. I'm replacing this here with his new, well, technically a new logo. It's actually an old logo. It was actually one of the their first ever logos. He found a paper bag which had the logo on it from back in 1909, from when Froude's ice creams was first brought out by like their great grandparents. Anyway, he brought the bag into me and I've managed to replicate it. So I'm going to put that on here. So yeah, so cool. Excuse my hair today. Hopefully getting it cut. Boom. So, gonna get my hair cut. Thank goodness. Yeah. Much better. Lovely, lovely. Thank you, Jonathan. Let's go to work. How's it going, people? Nice to see you, nice. So, I have just unboxed my Huawei Honor 9. This is the new Honor, which is from Huawei. I don't know if that's said right or pronounced right, but I hear lots of people calling it all sorts of things anyway. However, this is apparently the new flagship version of the Honor. I've had the Honor 5X, loved it, absolutely great phone. Unfortunately, I broke it, and so that's waiting repair. So I've also got a Huawei P9 Mate, which has been fantastic. Love it, like the video quality, just like the phone in general. Some people call it, it's not actually properly known as a phone. I think it's classed as a phablet, not quite a tablet, but not quite a phone. You ring from it, so it's a phone. So yeah, so our contract is due for the shops for phone, for the mobile. So we have gone and we've got the new Huawei. So I've just opened it. I've just done a load of videoing for it. However, I've got a printer running in the background, so whether or not that's come out or not sure. So hence I'm redoing it again. So yeah, so basically it come in a box, normal traditional box, except it was a bit weird. It's almost like they're saving on shipping. Phone was just wedged in like this with the gubbins box like this. So it was a bit weird. You get the normal accessories. You get a pair of headphones, you get your charger, and you get this little cover, which, as far as I'm aware, all of the Huawei phones, my P9 Mate came with it, and so did the other P9 Mate, and so did the Honor 5X, came with a cover, background cover. They've all been different. This one's a see-through one, so I just think that's a nice little touch. Just clips on the back. Anyway, so this is it. It's got dual cameras here. It's got facial recognition, supposedly. I haven't tested any of this yet. What did throw me a little bit, obviously I've turned it on now, is it's got two buttons here and here. And obviously when you look at the phone like this, well, I didn't even realise they were there. But however, So you've got your back button. That's your home button by the seams of things. Also, I think that's your fingerprint recognition as well, because it does when I turned the phone on, it did come up with, would you like to set it up with it? Most phones seem to be on the back here. I'm not quite sure why they've put it there. Maybe they're thinking maybe the facial recognition is all you're going to be using. I guess because obviously naturally your hand sits like this, so you naturally put your finger on the button, especially on like the Huawei P9 Mate, my button's there. So when I pick the phone up, fingers on the button and it opens it up. If this is the fingerprint thing, then I think that's a little bit, because the last thing you want to be doing is putting your thumb, or you have to put your finger on it. You don't want to be putting your thumb there and then for the phone to fall out your hand. That would be a really bad thing. However, it's got some nice lines on it. It's got your volume control here and here, power button on the side. It's got the SIM card where it goes in there. It looks like it's got an infrared on the top of it. It's got a front-facing, forward-facing camera, whichever way around you want to call it. It's got the phone jack. It's got the headphone jack in the bottom, which is, I like having a headphone jack. If you're going to wear headphones, these wireless ones are great all the time they're working, but when you just want to be able to plug in, if you're going for a run and that, this is in your pocket. I just think that's a good idea, really. You've got the charging port on the bottom there, and you've got your speaker on there. What's it like? I don't know yet. My phone's going off for repair this week, so while it's away I will be testing this fully out. I will be taking videos and pictures. I may even vlog with this phone to see how it fares with the videoing, how much storage capacity it can handle on a day-to-day use. If it's anything like the Honor 5X, I mean obviously we're going back last year or the year before, that phone for me was amazing, and it's about $200 I think it is, but which I don't know what the currency is over here, but over in America I think they're online for about $200. And for something that cheap for a phone that was, I can't describe how well it was. I used it as like a second phone. However, I would actually put it as I'd use it as my main phone. So if this comes anywhere close, because this is supposed to be their flagship version of it, then I'm all for it. I think it would be great. I'll be interested to see how much technology's come on in this phone, see if it's very similar to the P10 or P9. The reason I didn't have a P10 was because when they brought out the P10, they didn't have the Mate or the Plus at the time, because they don't just brought out the 10. And the problem was, it's not that the screens are small or anything, but I really wanted to have that larger than life screen. So with the P9 Mate, that's got a much wider screen. I like having a wide screen. I like to be able to see what I'm doing without sort of messing around too much. And my hands are quite, relatively big. Not big, but they're relatively big. So I like to have good grips and stuff like that. But this feels a little bit small, but that's probably because I've been used to using obviously the larger phone. Anyway, so what I will do is I will use this for the next week and until my phone comes back from being repaired, and then I can give my final verdicts on it. So yeah, I mean, I'll give you a couple of little specs on it. I know it does the 3D version videoing, so you can set it so that you can video doing a 3D surround, which is great. I really like that sort of thing. The picture quality seems to be pretty good from what I've seen of it. Obviously I've only just opened it, so we shall see. And I'd like to see how well the storage capacity compares, because at the end of the day this is a budget phone. This technically, I think this is still probably, I will have to check, but probably only a couple of hundred to maybe £300 roughly. I wouldn't know. I'd have to check because obviously we've got this on another contract. So I'll look it up and find out. It's carrying some pretty reasonable spec stuff. I mean, it's got a 4 gig of RAM. It's got 64 gigabytes total storage. I suspect you can expand it if it's got when you put your expandable SD card in there. It's got a 1080 by 1920 resolution, and as normal it's running the latest versions of everything. It's a 5.1 screen, I believe. So yeah, I mean it feels pretty fast. I'm not sure if it's as fast as my P9, my P9 Mate, but I will play with it and find out. Anyway, so yeah, so stay tuned for that. There will be a second part to this video once I've obviously shot some things. I'll do some vlogging with it, and or I may even get the wife to do some vlogging with it, and we can compare picture quality and stuff. So yeah, so anyway, I hope you like this video, and if you want to ask any questions or you want to find out anything more about it, obviously there will be another video in a week's time roughly when the phone comes back from being repaired. So as soon as my phone comes back, I'll put up another video of how I got on with it. Anyway, I hope you like this video. If you'd like to see more, or you'd like to ask me any questions, etc., or just generally say hello, drop a comment below. I'll try to get back to everybody. Anyway, so this phone. Goodbye phone. I hope you come back in one piece. It's time for it to go off to be repaired.